All right, we know what the deer is. She's about 20 yards away. But if we look about 100 yards back, something is hunkered down behind that log. She's getting ready to go right in front of it. There she goes. I've got the camera zoomed in. See? Back there, about 100 yards behind her, something's crouching behind a log. She's not scared of me or it, and I'm as zoomed in as far as I can be to whatever this thing is out here. She's crouched down there watching. Came out to hear what I've got to talk about today. Looks like everybody wants to listen, so let me turn the camera around and get started. She's still there. Now I can't zoom with the camera like this. Oh, wait a minute, let me do it correctly. Get my 6. There's something hunkered down. It's hot, I'm sweaty. People have been saying in the comment section I need to make sure I'm drinking water. I always have water with me when I'm out like this. You just don't always see it because it's usually in my back pocket, but let me take a drink real quick. All right, so I recently got some somewhat devastating family news. I was going to make a video about it up at the campground, but when I was walking up the trail here, I caught movement out of the corner of my eyes, and I saw this back here. Whatever this thing is hunkered down back here behind this log, and I thought, well, shoot. Aren't we kind of like playing a game out here anyway? You know, that someone or something seems to be pretty good at. Maybe today is the day. Maybe today is finally the day that we regain the world championship. So we're setting up right here. Keep watching for movement. Now, as far as this devastating family news, it has nothing to do with my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, and our son Daniel. Ugh. I can't take my shirt up too much. See, my videos, those shirtless videos, I can't make those anymore. One of them, and it's the only video this is ever, I've got almost 1,400 videos on here, and this is the only one that's ever they've labeled it as not suitable for all advertisers. I thought, well, that's weird. What's that all about? So I looked into it, and it was because of nudity. And I was dressed from the waist down, but I had my shirt off and thought, well, I guess I'm just too sexy for YouTube. I just can't make any more of those sexy shirtless videos on this channel anymore, no matter how hot it gets. And it's like 90 degrees right now. Fortunately, I do have some shade, but I'm just too sexy for YouTube. If I show how sexy I am on this platform, they'll, maybe reduce my revenues, and well, shoot, I'm sexy, but I'm not rich, and I can't afford that. So you get to see the belly when I wipe the sweat from the face. That's it. You just get to see the belly. And yeah, you want to know how to have abs like this? Go watch a video. I made a video how you get abs like this. It's called Check Out These Abs. And in the description box it says, and find out how to get them. If I can remember this from the amount of this massive, huge space of time it takes me to walk from here back into my house to upload this video after I've filmed it, I'll attach that video to the end of this one. But let's talk about this newly discovered information, from Reconnected. I have called everybody in my family. I have talked to everybody except one person, and I hear that person is going to be back in touch with me. So that's good. Talked to a long estranged, my oldest, longest, lifelong friend. We had a wonderful conversation today for an hour, and it was wonderful. Okay, that sounded a little bit like a horse, but it came from back here, and this thing, whatever it is crouched back here, is not a horse. Potentially. Come on. There's a lot of Irish people out there in Ireland. What's that thing called? That horse you guys have over there that's part of your paranormal folklore? This is getting creepy. Okay, here's the, and there's no such thing as good news. There's no such thing as bad news. There's just news. And we put a value to it. Either this is good or this is bad. And it's not Dearly and Daniel. They're great. Still having a hard time uploading videos where they're located. But I'm going to ask Dearly to go live later this evening so she can talk that way. She seems to be able to go live, but uploading videos is still difficult for her. But I mentioned this in a previous video. And by the way, going forward, I'm going to like not really talk so much about my birth family that I've just reconnected with, because we are a very private group of people. I think most people are. And I would never come out here and air any sort of dirty laundry or anything like that. That's just trashy. So I'm not going to do that. And I told my relatives this. I won't talk about anything we discuss or anything about our family, you know, on YouTube. Unless I decide to talk about it on YouTube. But this issue, I've already mentioned it. I mentioned it a couple days ago in a video, so I'm going to mention it again. Turns out our great-grandfather was a pirate. He was a pirate. One of my sisters is having a very difficult time accepting this as truth. Now, here's what happens. And you see it, you know, you people out there watching see it in your families, okay? Maybe something happened. Maybe something didn't. And it happens outside of families. It happens with human beings. But somebody just doesn't really like how something happened. They didn't like how things turned out. Maybe they'd like to control the outcome a little better, have more control if there's someone that struggles with control issues. So often, they just change the story. They change the facts. They label things differently than what they truly are. Or they'll entirely create a story and make something up that isn't true and never happened in the first place. So many different ways to go with this. So this great-grandfather, who was a pirate, doesn't bother me, doesn't, you know, bother the one sister, because we had nothing to, this was in the 1800s. We weren't even thought of yet. What's that have to do with us? Well, it's really bothering this one sister. So they don't want me saying her names anymore, and I'm not going to do that. While we were out eating, and I didn't really finish about our day yesterday. We went out to, you know, we just all felt like having some Chinese food there before they left. So when I took them back into town in my truck to take them to their cars, we stopped off at a great Chinese buffet, had a wonderful Chinese buffet dinner, and then they left. But they don't want me saying their names on here. When I came back to the table, I got up from the table to go back and get seconds, you know, and that's one of the ways you get abs like these. Now, I can't pull it up any higher than this because I'm too sexy for YouTube, and I can't have that, you know, reduced revenue stuff because I gotta eat. See, I gotta eat. Gotta put food in there. I have a huge ab. I have a very huge ab, and I want to keep it huge, so I gotta feed it, right? Okay, so I come back, and they're like looking down and they're whispering. I'm like, what are you guys whispering about? And they're like, do you know that guy over there? And I look over and I go, no, why? And he goes, he keeps staring over here. We think he might be one of your creepy internet stalkers. I laughed. I said, never read the comments. Number one. Number two, occasionally when I'm in town, I do run into people who mention, they say, oh, hey, I watch you on YouTube, and it's great. That's always wonderful. And there's nothing creepy about that because those people didn't go out there specifically looking for me. You know what I mean? Had it happen with a lady last week. Great. The creepy internet stalker types, they stay on the internet pretty much, but don't read the comments. And they're like, don't say who we are on your channel anymore because you got some creepy people out there. And I was like, they're not all creepy. Some of them send me power tools and food and clothes and all kinds of good stuff. Just some of the ones that like case the house and park in the neighbor's driveway and watch me and my son pass ball with binoculars. That's just the ones that are, you know, but they're not going to just show up at the Chinese buffet. So anyway, can't say their names. So I'm going to say this sister, that sister, the other sister, and it's going to be one of the three. You know what's really neat? This is what I discovered. They've all been calling me their favorite brother, and they're talking about how happy they are to finally hear from their favorite brother. It's like, wow. You know, I got to say, I'm flattered to hear that. You know, I have you three, and gee, I don't think I could pick a favorite because I love you all. You all bring something different to the table. This one's hilarious. This one, wait, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it. I can't say her name. The other one is a sweetheart. She's funny, and she's so many good things too. They're all just great things. I could never pick a favorite. And I'm like, all three of you have picked me as your favorite brother. You don't know what that means to me, because they've all told me that. And then they kind of reminded me that I'm their only brother, I guess. But hey, still their favorite. That's what matters. So, with all this said, the one sister's really struggling with the fact that our great-grandfather was a pirate, had a huge mansion filled with plunder, known worldwide, infamous maybe. Well, so the one that has a problem with it, she's changing the facts. She's claiming that he was an independent contractor who was often hired by the government. And there's truth to this. Now, come on, we remember the great movie series Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey, Captain Jack Sparrow, he did a lot of good things too, right? I mean, he saved a lot of ships and vessels and people. Sometimes he took some of them because he thought they were shiny and pretty, but, well, I guess our great-grandfather was kind of the same way. And his reign of sailing predates the U.S. Coast Guard. The U.S. Coast Guard did not exist. So often, a ship would go down with a bunch of people on it, and they, authorities would contact our great-grandpa and say, hey, you're kind of on the outskirts of things with us, but we know you do this stuff better than anybody. This ship disappeared. We don't know where it is, and it had 257 people on it. Can you help us? And this is a true story, and the number was either 257 or 275. I can't remember. I'll use the number 257 so I'm not overinflating anything. And did that thing go away? Nope, still sitting there. Sitting there listening. I'll zoom in on it again. We might try to sneak up on it later at the end of the video. All right, so he says, yeah, me and the crew, we'll take care of that. And it's not like they trusted the guy, because they knew, sometimes if something was shiny and pretty, he would take it for himself. But he goes out, and he's gone out. He's forever gone. And they say, well, he either found it and took it, or he got lost too. After they'd given up all hope, here comes his ship, pulling in this other ship with all 257 or 275 people still alive. Saved them all. So there was a lot of good. So the sister that has the problem with him being a pirate is wording it that he is the model that the U.S. government set the U.S. Coast Guard up as. So he is like the godfather. Oh, which there was some organized crime in there too. She's having a problem with that. So she's wording that he was the godfather of the U.S. Coast Guard. That makes her feel better about it in her head, and she's developed an almost celebrity type crush on her great-grandfather, who would be like 200 years old now. Anyway, so that's where she's going with it. Me and the other sister were like, whatever, dude, he's a pirate. And she just kept going on and going on and going on. So I'm going to tell you what the other sister said about it, because it's awesome. And it really made me rethink some of the things I'm doing. This sister, they're all great. They're all inspiring. But this one, it's funny. So many vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges, who visit this channel, are always talking about how I need a shrink, I need therapy. This sister, that's what she does, and she's good at it. So I've been getting like 3 hours of therapy a day here lately, and it's not $375 an hour, going out to some schmuck telling me I've got Yabbitt's disease or that I'm terminal or whatever, all this stuff they've told me. It's free. And she's so good at what she does, she's actually in charge of 150 people that do what she does at the largest facility of its type in her entire state. Now, I hope that doesn't give away who she is, because she doesn't want my creepy internet stalkers coming after her. She texted us, and I told them I was never going to say anything that we said on YouTube, ever, unless I chose to share something we've said among ourselves on YouTube. And I'm choosing to do so right now, because this is beautiful. I'll tell you, she should have been the writer, not me. I still see it. It hasn't moved. Do you see it? I thought I heard a tree knock. Hold on. I need to hydrate before I read this. It's a little lengthy. It's doing well, by the way. We're mapping out a chart to Mars right now since that thing's been published. All right. Listen to this. This one sister said, "It doesn't matter how our ancestors used the strengths we inherited. Never run from what's inside. Talent times investment equals superpower." This is her speaking for herself. "I realized years ago I could convince people to do anything. I chose to convince them to be happy, find their value, lead full lives, and love themselves. If you think that didn't evolve from pirates and other stuff, organized crime, you're crazy." Isn't that inspiring? I thought, just because you're born, with the ability to do certain things, you can either, use it as a good or a not so good. And I thought, well, shoot, what can I do to turn my superpower, into, something unique, like a pirate, but nothing in the realm of organized crime, because I want to be the good side, the good Captain Jack Sparrow when he's doing good things, this kind of stuff. I thought, well, I can write some books that are pretty good, pretty inspiring. I thought, well, I've already done that. And I thought, well, I can get out here and just talk into the camera and maybe inspire a few folks, maybe motivate somebody, help somebody through some tough times, showing about how I've kind of made it through some issues people didn't, well, I'm already doing that. So I was sitting there, I was in the house, and I had my laptop there, and I had my YouTube analytics on, and it was showing how many people are watching my channel and all that stuff right now. I was staring at it, and it's a big old blue mountain on there, getting like 5,000 views an hour right now, per hour, off of a certain video. And I was looking at it, I thought, my God, the answer is staring me right here in the face. This is the answer. This is how I can fulfill my manifest ancestral destiny as a pirate and other stuff, organized crime, but without going into the other stuff in organized crime, doing it legally, doing it above board. This is the answer. This is the video. So what video is that, that I'm talking about? It's a video I made like 3 or 4 years ago. Okay, so guys, this is super, super strange. You see, I just now had to start recording again. I'm right there in the middle of my spiel about this video. And my camera just turned off, stopped recording. And I thought, how can this be? I've got my phone set to do not disturb, so it couldn't be from somebody calling or texting. And I thought, well, maybe my storage space is full. So I was checking it and I was looking and it wasn't that. And as I'm doing this, I hear footsteps behind me, just 3, crunch, crunch, crunch. I turn around and that thing's gone. Whatever was back there, it's gone. It's like almost through like mental telepathy or kinesis, mental kinesis. It's like, turned off the camera, so you couldn't see what was going on. I'm distracted. This thing just stands up and walks away. Wow. And we just caught that on camera because we didn't catch it on camera. So that's proof. All right, so here's the deal. This video, I made it like 3 years ago. It's about how to keep flies out of your house all year. With the pennies and the water bag and all that stuff. This time, I guess every year people have an issue with flies going into their house. So every summer, this video starts going viral again and getting 50 to 100,000 views a day. And I thought, that's it. That's the answer. And so I am going to be the very first person to produce in mass and to distribute in mass, because I'm trying to think of that organized crime thing, but in a good way, a positive way. Hillbilly Fly Repellents. Yes, I'm incorporating all of it in there. The entrepreneurship of a pirate, the distribution of other things, organized crime, and my Appalachistanian hillbilly roots. You don't believe me? Check it out. These are now available on Etsy. And the link to purchase this product, created by this guy, made famous on YouTube by this guy, because he combined talent times investment equals a superpower. It's right here. Your Hillbilly Fly Repellent Kit. See, and it even says right there on the bag, Hillbilly Fly Repellent. I gotta hide the little novelty items from you in there. Let me get those out of there first. Because I see you. You're already like, I want that. I want that. I see the blue rectangle and the red circle and the green arrow. I want that, and especially if he autographed them. Hey, let's talk about this Hillbilly Fly Repellent first, shall we? Just be patient. All right, so, as you know, you've seen the video. A lot of you are here, probably subscribed to this channel from that video. You simply take like a 1 gallon Ziploc bag, clear bag, fill it with water, and this is the only thing that doesn't come with the kit. You'll have to use your own water. You'll have to add water. You know, just add water, as seen on YouTube. Okay, so you add your water, and then you tie it off with a length of twine, which will be included in the kit, and then you hang it outside around your doors and windows, preferably in direct sunlight, because as you know, the light reflects from pennies through the water, and the flies think it's a big giant predator of some sort, like a giant spider, and they stay away. So, now, this isn't all you get. And you're asking about price. I'm going to get there, and it's a good number. You're going to love the number, and you're going to love the meaning behind the number, and the number is there because numbers mean something, okay? This kit will also come with these novelty items. You get the blue construction paper cardboard cutout. You will get one red. That's definitely what I say it is, cardboard construction cutout. It's like, potentially, that's a tree. Where? That right there is a tree. Can you more specifically say where is the tree? Okay, listen, right there's the tree. If your friends still can't see it, they either need to get eyeglasses or you need to get different friends, okay? But all of these items come in the kit, all right? So you get your pennies, 4 pennies. A lot of people in the comment section say they'd love to do this, but I live in Canada. We don't have pennies. I'm fulfilling that need. I am fulfilling that need right here with this Hillbilly Fly Repellent. A lot of people are like, hey, man, I'm from Scotland or I'm from Ireland. I don't know what this thing you talk about is, this direct sunlight thing. Well, I can't help you with that. Sorry. So it'll come in these kits. Now, the price is so low. You're like, oh, Crazy Lake, you sell all your stuff for $19.73 because that's the year you were born. Lower. You're like, wait a minute. Lower than that? But numbers... That was the deer. That wasn't. All right, you get the kit, the fly bag, the water, the twine, 4 pennies, people living outside of America, and the novelty items autographed. All 3 of these are autographed, in case I left that part out. For the super low price of $9.56 plus shipping. $9.56, Crazy Lake. What's the meaning behind that number, you might ask? Well, that's my best 2-mile time ever, is what that is. When I was in high school and I ran the 2-mile in track, I ran a 9:56, and that's just flat out getting it. I can't run that fast today, which is confirmation of the fact I've often stated, the older I get, the better I was. So this is what you do. And to keep the organized crime thing out of it, I can't leave this out. I'm also going to have to put a little disclaimer. I'll put the disclaimer on the Etsy description. Because some people in the comment section, they agree that this works. They say, yeah, this works. We've been doing this for years. Some people say it doesn't work. They say that this is a scam and it doesn't work because they tried it. Hey, works for some people it doesn't. So I'm giving you that disclaimer right now, okay, to get away from some of that other stuff, the organized crime. Okay, that was my parlay, as the pirate side of us would say. So, getting that disclaimer in there. So that's what, there's no such thing as good news or bad news. There's just news, and it's what you put on it. And remember this, I'm going to quote that one sister again. I'm going to part with this. And that thing's gone anyway. It walked off when it did its little telekinetic magic trick and turned off my phone. It doesn't matter how, and I'm going to change it to yours. Doesn't matter how your ancestors used their strengths that you inherited. Never run from what's inside. Talent times investment equals superpower. And she realized years ago she could convince people to do anything, so she went into counseling. And she chose to convince people to be happy, find their value, lead full lives, and love themselves. Isn't that a beautiful thing? If you think that didn't evolve from pirates and other stuff, organized crime, you're crazy. So go out there, use your gifts for something good, okay? It's about choices. Their past choices had nothing to do with you. You weren't even born yet. But hey, if they had abilities and they didn't use them so well, or maybe not in the right place, you take your abilities and you use them well and in the right place. That's a long walk home. See you for more next time.